You absolutely have to cheat to get subscribers nowadays, because if you're trying to play fair, you're going to get left behind, because here's the truth, man, nobody's playing fair nowadays. I really think you need to hear this because it will save you hundreds, if not thousands of hours. Before I understood this, man, it was a struggle. I would make these challenge videos where I would mine for 24 hours straight to see how many diamonds I can get. Well, it's not a bad video, however, at that point, that exact video has been done 1,000 times before. It wasn't something my viewers haven't seen before, and I understood that something had to change because those videos weren't playing into my strengths, nor were they covering up my weaknesses, because I have, believe it or not, I have a plenty of those. They were cookie cutter, zero personality videos that anybody could make, basically. And I remember during that time TikTok came out. I remember being so against it. Everybody was clowning on people making TikToks for the longest time, and then YouTube Shorts came out, and just like with TikTok, I wasn't too happy about short form coming to YouTube, but I saw an opportunity there. I saw a gap in the market, and so I put my differences to the side and made a bunch of Minecraft shorts, and that's how I built my previous channel to over 500,000 subscribers. And it's the same with this video. I said I'm done making Minecraft videos, and just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I didn't want to make more Minecraft videos again. I talked about that in the previous video, how I was done making Minecraft videos, but I guess this type of video is performing really well nowadays. So once again, I had to put aside my personal differences and just play the game. And actually, the main reason why I stopped uploading to my previous channel is because I was refusing to compromise again. I knew what I had to do, but I just couldn't get myself to do those things. I saw what was working, man. Repetitive, boring content, making the same video, same joke 30 times. That's what everybody was doing. And even today, man, I look back at those channels that I was competing against back in the day, and they are still making the same video over and over and over again, man. To me, that's just way too boring. And this is a part of what I mean when I say that YouTube is unfair. You want to make videos that you want to make, but those videos might not get views, so you have to compromise. The trick is to find something that works, but you also enjoy making, something that plays into your strengths as well. And I know that there are going to be people who are going to be like, oh, but I don't have any strengths. Wrong. That's really wrong, because every person is beautiful and unique, and you're just a little butterfly waiting to come out of the closet. No, but for real. Every single person is born with a unique strength. You might be athletic, well-spoken, handsome, whatever it may be. You probably have something that people gravitate towards. For example, I'm really bad at speaking without a script, and even with a script, I sometimes struggle because my brain doesn't really function that correctly. So for me, it makes a lot more sense to write a whole script rather than just to freestyle the video. I do sometimes go off script, but that's not that often. And instead of trying to force myself to make videos where I have to go off script, I just write down everything, and it becomes a much more enjoyable experience for the viewers. And then you need to find an audience. And again, this is kind of unfair because the goal is to find what kind of person naturally gravitates towards your personality. For example, I originally wanted to make this channel for 25-year-olds plus, but when I looked at what kind of videos my viewers watch, it became obvious to me that there were a lot of 17, 18-year-olds watching my videos as well. I saw that they were watching like dating videos and other weird things. And I understand that I look pretty young, but I'm turning 26 in 2 months. So in response, I had to adjust the style of videos I was making to match the audience. That's why I'm making Minecraft videos now. And to be fair, these are much easier to make, I'm not gonna lie. These are like half the amount of work. I'm not gonna stop making the more in-depth videos because frankly, those are much more useful than these. But who am I to go against the grain, man? This is not 2012 anymore where awful quality videos could go insanely viral. You're forced to do what works nowadays. And if you find that doing trendy things are cringe or whatever, you need to be able to step out of that mindset. You have to desperately want it, because if you don't, there's going to be someone who does. A lot of the results that people are getting nowadays seem kind of random, but there are a lot of strategies that they are using, and the luck, there is a lot of luck involved. And the luck comes in when people naturally understand how to tell good stories or something like that. But a lot of the times, even that isn't random. They might be good at storytelling because they are very social and they went to a lot of parties and they like to talk a lot and they're the life of the party, so they just became good through a lot of IRL storytelling. But of course, you as a viewer don't see that. You just see that they make one video and it immediately goes viral. And for example, that could also be an unfair advantage that you have. And if you have that, you have to play into it, man. You cannot afford not to use these unfair advantages that you have. It's all a balancing act. You're trying to rely on your strengths while you're trying to cover up your weaknesses. Every video has to be valuable. Now, depending on what kind of video you're making, valuable might mean entertaining or funny, or your viewer learns something new. Ask why people watch your videos and try to maximize for that. But the important part is that the main reason why somebody watches your video also has to be one of your strengths. Again, if you're good at storytelling, tell stories, man. Like, I'm pretty bad at storytelling. I'm still trying to incorporate it into my videos, but I lived a pretty interesting life up until the point of, like, I don't know, I was like 16, 17. I lived in a couple of countries. I've traveled quite a few times in my life. I've went on a lot of adventures. I've had fun memories, but I'm just really bad at telling them. The past couple of years, I haven't done anything worthwhile. I've just been making Minecraft videos and just being angry. That's how I spent my past couple of years. Now, okay, but what does this look like in practice, all right? Let's just say that English isn't your first language and what you're saying might be hard to understand. Well, first of all, you should fix the root cause of the problem and perhaps take some like pronunciation lessons or something like that. But in the meanwhile, you can put subtitles under your video, and then it's going to take some time, but you know, nowadays we have like AI stuff and AI tools, and I'm sure that there's something like that can help you do that. And it will help people understand what you're saying. Also, big YouTubers make big promises and then they live up to those promises. You need to be able to find what are the biggest promises you can make while still actually living up to those claims. For example, I said in the beginning of this video, like, oh, you're gonna waste like 100 hours, if not 1,000. I said that. You will see that if you watch a lot of these videos, a lot of people say some pretty bold statements in the beginning of these videos. That's a common strategy. You gotta find what are the biggest claims that you can make while still not sounding scammy. What I said in the beginning of this video, I genuinely believe that. I believe that if you don't do what I described in this video, you're potentially going to be wasting hundreds if not thousands of hours. I genuinely think that's true. So find what are the biggest claims that you can make those claims. If you're making gaming videos, analyze your competitors, what kind of claims they are making. Because for every single niche, it's going to be kind of different. Of course, for like money-making niches, people are going to claim something like, oh, I'm going to show you how to make $10,000 a month or something like that. They're going to make those claims. I feel like for challenge videos, if you can just say what you're about to do and that's like a good enough claim, then you know that the idea of the video is good enough. If you think about like how Mr. Beast does it, he just says what he's going to do. That's it. I'm going to collect all drinkable water and I'm not going to give it to these starving children. That's like a Mr. Beast claim. Like, that's like evil Mr. Beast. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, watch my more in-depth videos. If you want to take YouTube seriously, man, watch those videos. Watch the in-depth videos, not just the Minecraft ones. Watch the really in-depth videos because those are really useful. I am talking about things that nobody else talks about. Yeah, watch those and subscribe and like the video and comment and share it with your whole family and your cousins and your uncles.